Shalom. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Allah Hashem, Yahweh sisters. This is the One West Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, which was established since 1969 out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Commanding Jenny Hanna is the leader of the school. Commanding Jenny Hanna is the leader of all Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians until our King Jesus Christ return, or Yahweh Hamashiach returns back to the earth. Now, this Bible is important for us to understand and learn and read that can guide us, though, because out here in this society, though, our people, though, Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, has the thought process and get caught up of this world. They like a lot of things that's going on out here caught is a distraction. Give me 1 second. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Sorry. Hey, Salakia, can I call you back about the show? I'm actually teaching class right now on Facebook and YouTube. Hey, the water, sir. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh. Hey, Salakia, about that though. The important thing is though, like when we come to serve the Most High and follow Christ, though, we gotta like stay focused. We gotta keep like what it means to be spiritual though. Like we gotta rehearse the law, statutes, commandments. We gotta learn how to conduct ourselves as a people, and we gotta keep our mind focused, get our thought process away from all ways of evil and all ways of carnal things that can distract us and mess us over, you know. Also, especially like when we deal with each other, though, you know, like how we treat each other and how we show mercy and how we be civilized with each other, though, you know, as far as like with our people, though. I'm gonna get out Ecclesiastes chapter 8, and I'm gonna start at 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, though. Why is the Most High is bringing this out, though? Because a lot of us that's caught up in this society, though, when we commit a sin or we do something or that's against the Most High, we think because we're not judged or nothing bad to speak automatically, though, that we'll get away with it, though. That's our problem, though. We think like Christianity teaches that we can willfully sin, and we don't, and as long as the blood of Jesus is in us and all the other stuff, we can continue to do all manner of wickedness, though, because nothing terrible is going to happen to us right away, though. But according to what the Most High says in Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, though. Therefore, the heart of the sons, the mind, right? When it's speaking about the heart, it's talking about the mind, your mind. The heart of the sons of men is fully set and done to do evil. That's our problem, though. In this society, though, we think we could just continue to break the commandments, and we can just serve other deities and follow the ways of America or follow any philosophy that's against the Bible, and we don't have a consequence to that, though. That's not true. You know, that's us having the thought process of being carnal minded. Like when we follow when we celebrate Christmas or when we celebrate birthdays, though, that's being carnal minded, you know, because it's number one, it's a bad custom, though. For us to believe that Santa Claus is going to fly through the sky and give everybody presents throughout the earth, though, that's just like out of line, though. It actually doesn't even make sense, though. You know, somebody's an adult trying to squeeze to a chimney, obese adult trying to squeeze to a chimney, though. You know, that's the point, though. Like, and when we follow it, though, it's going against the Most High, and the Most High has the right to punish us for that, though, because we're serving a different deity. But because we think that um, judgment is not executed as quick as possible, though, we think we'll get away with it. That's not true. Verse 12, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and this day and his days be prolonged. Right, because if you're not in the truth, though, a lot of Blacks, Latinos, and American Indians, though, we commit sin after sin after sin. Like we keep celebrating Christmas, birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July. We'll keep voting Democrat, Republican. We'll keep partaking in all philosophies of America. We keep going to church on Sundays. We keep following the philosophies of your Christian pastors or Islam imams. And what this precept has said, though, we did evil hundreds of times. Though. A lot of times, this is in our ignorance, though, because we don't know the Most High. We may think we know the Most High or have an idea of how to serve the Most High, though, but we don't. Especially following Christianity and Islam, which is the two main religions out of all of them, you know. And this part is understanding that it's not good for us to be so carnal minded, though. We got to break up out of that, though. And when we come spiritual minded, though, it's wise for us to seek a man of God for proper understanding, to learn the truth of the Most High and how to follow Christ properly, though. That would be a brother or sister speaking to a priest or prophet in the eye should become under commanded Janehana to get more information to how to serve the Lord in his proper manner and not take it upon themselves and do their own thing. Right. Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. Because in their mind, they say they fear God and they serve the Most High, though. But as long as in their ignorance, they think it's okay to celebrate 4th of July that's coming up, or celebrate Father's Day, Mother's Day, and other bang days, or want to vote for the next president of the United States, though, which is unlawful according to the Most High, or get in any type of voting politics, whether it's Democrat or Republican, though, is against the Most High. We should, if there's anybody we need to be voting for, it should be our King Christ. We shouldn't be voting Democratic. We shouldn't be voting Republican. We shouldn't be trying to worry about who should be the next president, because their society doesn't matter with us. So they're not concerned about us. It only concerns with America and the oppressors and the other nations. And as long as we continue to keep voting and keep wanting to claim Democrat, Republican, and all this other garbage, our people, Blacks and Latinos, will still continue to be on the bottom like today. But we got to break up out of that habit. We got to break up out of that thought process and not be so carnal minded, right? Let's go to Matthew 12, chapter 12, verse 43. Just the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, when it's speaking about an unclean spirit, um, the Most High is speaking about a demon. See, a demon would be what you call an unclean spirit, right? When an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Right, and that's the thing, though. When bad vibes or demons are out out of you, though, you seem to rest, or you seem to be more focused, and you'll definitely see the partake in what's righteous, and you will definitely maintain things that would be spiritual according to the Lord, and not be so carnal minded. You know, whether it is based on your thought process, though, like when you depending on who you dealing with, though, what you're talking about, that can refer to that too, though. So a lot of times we may deal with something or speak about something, but it's not bringing us closer to the Most High. You know, like a lot of in those type of situations will be carnal things. Again, it's not wrong with doing certain activities like playing sports or going to the movies or doing music or dancing or things of that nature though. But depending on the circumstances though, it's who you get involved with and who you deal with though. Because in this society though, like a lot of people have all types of bad vibes or demons, you know. And um when you serve the most high in its proper manner though, you would know exactly what we're talking about. You would know exactly what I'm talking about because you would know could tell like whether is worthy to speak with this individual or deal with this individual or just walk away and isolate from them, because if anything, their bad vibes or spirits will come to you and make you an ungodly man or woman and make you turn your back against the Most High, and we don't want that, right? Verse 44, that he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out, and when he came, when he is come and findeth it empty, swept, and garnished, right? Verse 45, then goeth he and taketh with him so 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. See, this is what happens like if a brother or sister was to lead the truth though, right? If any brother drop his sword, right? Or if any sister just lead the truth though, most definitely 7 more demons or even more will enter into them though, and that did not return back to their wickedness though, but the lifestyle that they was living in the past before they came into the truth though, if they leave the truth, right, um, their lifestyle is going to get a whole lot worse 9 times out of 10 if they don't repent and and that's one thing though. That's why when we are in the truth though and keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and trying to live righteously though, we gotta like always keep our thought process positive and keep it spiritual though. Don't be so carnal, Don't be so carnal minded, because a lot of people that's carnal minded tend to not want to be into the truth though, or don't want to have nothing to do with the truth though, or people that's in the truth though, if they get too carnal minded though, they'll end up wanting to a brother may end up wanting to drop his sword, or a sister may want to lead the truth though. And that's not nothing good, because once a lot more demons, wicked demons coming to you though, is gonna pretty much destroy your mind, spirit, and body. And they enter and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first, right? Because the old man, like if a brother or sister like coming to the truth, right? They're shutting themselves of the world, though. They're getting rid of bad demons and bad vibes. They're trying to keep they're keeping the law, statutes, commandments, though. They're understanding uh, brotherhood and sisterhood. They're learning how to conduct themselves and be upright according to the Most High's understanding. Now, they're getting rid of the old person that they was back in the world, though. Now, through time, if that brother or sister decide they lead the truth though, because they let Satan intervene in their life and conquer them though, then a lot more demons is gonna come towards them and destroy their mind, spirit, and body. And the Most High don't want to do that though. But it's us, it is us to prove the Most High wrong. That's why the Most High is going to test us. That's why in Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1, it says, when thou come to serve the Lord thy God, prepare thy soul for temptation. The Most High is going to test you. Satan's going to tempt you like crazy. This is not this truth is not a walk in the park. The Most High is just not going to give you roses and pats in the back. Christ's not going to do that. That's not how that's going to work. The scriptures say, prove it so. Show thyself approved. You got to show yourself approved to the Most High. You got to earn it. It's pretty much like you earn your respect. You know, you got to earn it, or you earn it. Anything you do in life, though, you earn it. You know what I'm saying? If it's funds, if it's a car, a house, or you know what I'm saying, a rib, some ribs. If a woman is earning a husband, a man, especially if it's a man of God, you know, you got to earn these things. These things just don't get handed free. And a lot of times, if you do get handed free, though, it's probably a lot of times it's of Satan. Satan's going to tempt you to destroy your mind, body, and spirit. But if you work hard and diligently for it, though, and keep your mind and spirit focused and avoid from carnal thought process and avoid the carnal way of life, though, then you would be successful, right? In the last state of that man is worse than the first, like I was saying before. Even so shall it be also until the wicked generation. Because right now, as a nation, Black, Latinos, and Native American Indians, as a nation in America, we've been wicked collectively for a very long time. You know, it's not every Black, Latino, Native American Indian, but it's a high, extreme proportion, though. As a nation, we've been wicked and disobedient to the Most High. That's why, as a nation, Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians are at a low state, though. We are, like I said, we are the first to get fired. We're the last to get hired. They redline us in every opportunity we try to go to. They blackmail us. They abuse us physically. They abuse us mentally. They abuse us spiritually. You know, they abuse us financially. That, you know, all types of things to oppress us, though, because at the same time, we tend to be so carnal minded, and when we be carnal minded, though, it stops us from from focus on how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. That's why when we get into this Bible and learn the truth, though, we got to focus and be spiritual minded, meaning in the right spirit of the Most High, according to this Bible, and not be so carnal minded, and stop being so superficial about what's going on in this society, because this society we living in is garbage. You know what I'm saying? America is garbage. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's not nobody personally, though, but America, because the philosophy and the way of life it got Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians living as a nation. Like we don't like we don't give a damn if it's like a few Black billionaires. Check this out: the Black and Latino billionaires ain't doing anything to uh, for these Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians in these hoods, ghettos, and barrios. Though they're not stopping our people from being drug dealers, criminals, drug addicts, uh, sexual deviants, and all types of scumbag material. You know, they're not stopping us from that, though. So what good does it do? Because they the way of America. That's why they are traitor to our people. And my point bringing out is that we gotta focus on what the Most High requires us to do of this Bible, and refrain and avoid being so carnal minded. You know, it's not wrong with loving and having nice things, though, but we gotta. But it's a limit to that, though, so we don't be so carnal minded and turn back before ourselves first and foremost. Let's go to chapter 11, verse 24. This is the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 24, right? When the unclean spirit is gone out of man. So again, it's speaking about a demon or a bad vibe. That's what an unclean spirit is, a demon or a bad vibe. When an unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest. Right. You able to relax and be comfortable at some point. Nothing is destroying your mind, body, or spirit, right? Because that's what a demon is good at doing. And finding none, he said, I will return unto my house whence I came out, right? Verse 25. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished, right? Verse 26. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than himself. And again, this falls, what Luke is breaking out, this falls with like this what happens when a brother or sister comes into the truth though, and they leave the truth. A brother drops his sword and becomes a coward. And or a sister just leaves the truth though, and she that was the stupidest, dumbest thing she ever did, though. And now 7 more demons or bad vibes enter to that brother or sister, and it's gonna like destroy them, destroy them mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know, the life is gonna be a lot tougher for them leaving the truth, though. You know, and this falls, especially like if a brother is going through a situation like his wife or his rib is going against him because he's in the truth, though, and it's a fight, it's a spiritual warfare fight, though. Like if a brother is weak in the truth, though, when it comes to his rib, though, he listen to his rib and stop doing the work of the Most High, and eventually stop keeping commandments and go against the Most High. That's when a brother that's weak in it, when it is truthful, because more than likely that sister or that wife is go dump you and leave you anyways. She go be having sex with another man more likely anyways if a brother's weak in his truth though over a girl. So that's bad. So that's why the truth of the Most High is more important than any female, in that situation. Vice versa, even with a sister though, like if a sister is married to a man that's not in the truth though, and her husband is trying to go up against her because in the truth though, under command of Jenihana, and she's doing everything righteous and she's doing things to help build our nation though, she can't be weak though. She can't let him, talk her down and convince her to lead the truth or anything. It's vice versa. You got to be strong in this truth though, because like I said before, in Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 1, when we come to serve the Lord and prepare for the temptations though, you got to prepare though. Everybody in this world gonna hate you. Your family gonna hate you. Your friends gonna hate you. Of course, obviously, your oppressors and the other nations gonna hate you though, but they're gonna hate you even more. And so is your family, your friends. You gotta counter that though. You gotta walk that narrow path though. You gotta encounter this truth to the very end. Because if brothers and sisters are able to do that to the very end, the rewards is going to be magnificent. The rewards of the Most High is going to be outstanding. I'm striving so our King Jesus Christ, Yahushua Mashiach, rewards me with a crown, rewards me with a crown, rewards me with property, a city to run, and many other beautiful things to have that I may desire that's righteous according to the Most High, right? I'm striving for rulership though. I don't know about you though. So the whole point is though, like, like a brother or sister that knowingly know this truth though, and they leave the truth though, or they start keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and doing their own thing though, or serving another god or deity, or the love of America got you too attached though, and you refuse to serve the Most High properly though. It's going to be really bad, when more and more wickedness is going to enter you and act, physically, mentally, and spiritually destroy you. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Like the last precept though, you know what I'm saying? If you leave the truth and more demons come in though, that you're going to get destroyed a lot more than you was back in the world though. That's just pretty much said though, like there was no point in even learning this truth though. It's I said, because at some point, like, I believe that the Most High did not call a lot of brothers to learn though, because if they was to learn this truth though, then they would refuse to serve the Lord properly anyways though. and that'd be a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of you learning the truth though if you're not going to serve the Most High in its proper understanding? It's no point. It's a waste of time. Like the Most High says, is rather that you not know the truth and learn the truth. That's what that comes at too. And this is why that we avoid being carnal minded and stay focused in the spirit of the Most High. Avoid carnal mind things. Avoid being so superficial, you know, right? And this society get us too caught up with that though, right? Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Right. If we go serve the Most High, we gotta serve the Most High how He wants us to serve it. Though we can't be too attached to our own understanding. That's also being carnal minded as well too. You know, the Most High is far more intelligent than we could ever imagine. So if we think we can outsmart the Most High, though, then that's the wrong answer for sure. Just the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, right? We're fleshly, right? Of course, in the earth, though, blacks and Native American Indians or people in general, though, we're fleshly, though, we're terrestrial, right? We walk in the flesh, right? We do not war after flesh, right? Our warfare is not throughout flesh, though. We're not like the oppressor or the white man. We're not like the Arabs or the East Indians or the Africans or the Chinese and all of them. You know what I'm saying? We're not we don't war through flesh just because, you know. No. Verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Right. Like I was saying before, we gotta stop being so carnal minded. We gotta stop being so superficial about every damn thing, you know. Excuse me. But you get what I'm saying? Right. We gotta break up out of that though, because it's gonna get us nowhere. Right. Being so carnal minded and being so superficial is what's gonna lead us to death. Being so carnal minded and so superficial is what's going to lead us from what's going to restrain us or stop us from serving the Most High. Being so carnal or superficial is what's going to make us want to serve the oppressors and turn our back against our own people. That's what happens, right? Verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Or, you know, in the white man's military, let them do what they got to do. You see what North Korea and Russia and China all do. Yeah, they carnal. Iran, right? Right. That's why we shouldn't be out there fighting a war. You know, because that would be considered carnal minded. You know, because a lot of them though they're gonna end up losing their life though, and they're not. They don't serve the Most High anyways. Right. But mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Right. And here's the kicker though. Being mighty is that we get in this Bible and learn how to serve the Most High from a man of God that's in the UPK under command of Jenny Hanna the proper way, you know. Like because the scriptures speaks about it's a time for everything though. According to Ecclesiastes, it's a time for war, it's a time for this, it's a time for that though, you know. Right now, it's a time that we uh gather ourselves together on Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians and learn the truth of the Most High in its proper manner and get in the proper leadership under command of Jenny Hanna. Right. That's the time we need to be in right now. Right. Verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Right. Because anything and everything that goes against the Most High is going to get destroyed anyways. It's go, you know what I'm saying? It's going to get is gonna get body bag, because it's vain, it's nothing, Especially when I was talking about with Christmas and birthdays and Easter and all that, and thanks, like even in our ignorance though, through time though, we had those quote unquote holidays, and we know like it's nothing, it does nothing, and then a lot of times those when we get into partake of those though, it causes a lot of confusion and terrible things happen. So that's like I said before though, we gotta isolate our mind and our spirit from being so carnal minded and being so superficial, and put the Most High in first, serve the Most High, and do what the Most High instructed us to do, and and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ, right? And here's the kicker though: the reason why Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are in this captivity right now, though, because again, our forefathers uh, um, in ancient times were carnal minded. They didn't serve the Most High. They served other deities. They wanted to live the Roman way of life, the Greek way of life, like any what I'm saying, the oppressor way of life, or any philosophy or thing that's against the Bible, though, turns to us being carnal minded, and we failed as a people to do that though. So as a nation of people though, we're in this low state right now, but we're trying to wake our people up and teach our brothers and sisters how to serve the Most High in this proper manner, and avoid the thought process of being so carnal minded and so superficial, you know. And again, that even falls with like, there's nothing wrong with having nice things though, but sometimes you gotta put that stuff to the side and do the work of the Lord, or do things that's going to require to raise up our nation, right? And enough with so much superficial things, right? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. The precept that I brought out earlier, right? We're gonna read it again to get more understanding again, because you got to remember, if we are to if we say we love the Most High, and we all say we love Jesus though, um the majority of us ain't doing exactly nothing that the Most High instructed us to do out this Bible. The majority of us are not walking the way of Christ. The majority of us are still being carnal minded through the philosophy ways of America, or any religious thing, or worldly thing that's outside the Bible, whether it's worldly or religious. Though, if it's not according to the Most High's understanding of the Bible, then it's vain. It's nothing. It's carnal. It's superficial. And it's not going to do us any good. And I said Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 1. There we go. Just the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, right? Prepare thy soul for temptation. If in order for us, in order for our people to have Christ redeem us, so we can receive proper salvation, we got to do what the Most High says, even as the Most High test us and Satan tempt us. We got to prepare to be hated by this society. This society is ruled by our natural enemies, America, the white man, the Arab man, the East Indian man, the African man, the Asian man. You know, all those are different nations that come up against us, and they are not of the Most High. Their religions, their philosophies, their way of life, their thought process is antichrist, right? You know, if we not doing anything that the Most High requires us to do, you know, then we would be then that would be antichrist. Disobey, like not keeping the commandments, that's antichrist. Serving other deities or other religions, that's antichrist. Um, Voting Democrat, Republican, that's antichrist. Uh, um, um, Doing any manner uh, of things that the Lord is against, or would be antichrist. Verse 2, set thy heart is talking about set your mind. Get your mind together. Blacks, Latinos, and African Indians, we need to get it together. We need to get our thought process together and come out of the foolishness of carnality and superficial things. And again, when you serve the Most High properly, the way we're supposed to do out this Bible, then material things like far as like cars, jewelry, money, women, you know what I'm saying, and other things though, because that's part of superficial things too. Even a girl getting her nails done, that's good, but always put the Most High before you. If you don't put the Most High before you though, then it's a superficial, carnal thing, dumb thing. And again, the truth be told, the Lord don't give a damn about it, especially if you not even serving the Most High like we're supposed to. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 2, set thy heart aright. All right. Get your thought process right, straighten it out. And constantly endure. Right. We gotta endure. We gotta rehearse this act forever. So like me, I'm not concerned about when Christ is gonna return. I'm concerned about me being obedient to what the Most High says. Christ is going to return, though, but none of us know when he's going to return. My thing is to endure, keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, deal with my brothers and sisters righteously, do the work of the Lord. I love this. Build my nation up of Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians. To keep doing this, though. I'm not concerned about when Christ returning. Nobody knows, not even Christ himself. Don't worry about that. Do what the Lord says. This Bible is only legit for Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, not for nobody else. So constantly endure, continue, nonstop, suffer. Freaking suffer. Shut up and suffer. Shut up and suffer. You know, and do what the Most High requires us to do. Make not haste in time of trouble. You know, right? Keep her focus. You know what I'm saying? Focus. Be in the right spirit of the Most High. That's being spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Be in the spirit of the Most High, doing what he requires us to do. You know, and again, not just keep the law, statutes, commandments. So that's the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? How we deal with our nation, our brothers and sisters, doing the work of the Lord, doing things to build our nation, make Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians strong again as a nation. Right? Let's go to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, and this is what I was saying before, though, when a brother or sister receive the knowledge of the truth, when they get in to class under the ranks of Commander Jenny Hanado, now they should know better. You know, so now they should know better. It shouldn't be no excuse of you breaking the Most High's commandments, and it shouldn't be no excuse of you trying to leave the truth, or you trying to partake in being so into so many carnal things or superficial things, you know, right? There's remaineth no more sacrifices for sins, right? that's why my point is in this topic that we gotta focus on to be spiritual and the understanding of the Most High of the Bible, and not be so carnal minded and not be so superficial. You know, you know what I'm saying? Them fucking Jordans ain't going nowhere. You know, excuse my French. You know, my point is though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong though. I'm a sneaker man too. You know what I'm saying? I like New Balance and Air Maxes and Forces, and you know what I'm saying, and high top field, you know, but my point is though, you know what I'm saying, that the work of the Most High and the necessary things that need to be done according to the Most High's understanding is before them down sneakers or them down clothes or whatever things that's superficial. You know, that's my point making though. You know, because we can also mess around and get carnal minded and end up sinning, and sinning is not good. So we want to be careful of that though. But again though, if we sin willfully though, especially if we already know it though, then that's go could get us in more trouble though, because we received the truth already, but yet we decide to sin anyways. We like, so, you know what, after Most High, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't want to do that. Our kids do not want to do that. You know, I'm gonna be like Salakia, Lord, I'm gonna do what required for me to do, so I'm obedient to you, and you bless me, uh, the Most High, you know, and that's something we really need to understand, right? Let's go to Psalms 104, chapter 104. Yeah, yeah, and my point is what the sneakers is bringing that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like um the thing you know what I'm saying, putting the Lord before us and not be so carnal minded, you know what I'm saying, and us staying focused though, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to be too big on superficial things like what I was saying about the sneakers though, you know what I'm saying, like after the sneakers though, you know what I'm saying, because if you put a pair of Jordans or a pair of sneakers before the Most High though, you know what I'm saying, I hope somebody stepping on down things or put dog shit, or you know, but I'm just making a point though, you know, like let the the work of the Lord and necessary things come before that though. You could always get those though, you know. And again, it's not wrong with getting new sneakers and new clothes and other material things. Not wrong with that though. But let it don't let Satan blind you. Don't let Satan distract you and make you get too carnal minded and too superficial about material things when it's unnecessary. Good afternoon. The library and closes in just again, 30 minutes. Again, with me, I like material things myself though, but being under command of Jenny Hanna though, I know how to maintain it though. You know, I love material things though, but I just know how to maintain it. You know, it's a balance to everything. You know, because the work of the Most High definitely must get done and will get done for sure. And not get too distracted of superficial things of this society. You know, a lot of things they're displayed out in television or the media though, material things that you may want to cop though, but sometimes you want to be careful of that though, because that'd be a waste of money, and it may not bring you closer to the Most High. But at the same time, if you're doing the things of the Most High and being spiritual minded though, and if you got the the funds to get it though, by all means, cop those sneakers, cop those Timbs, cop that material stuff though. You know what I'm saying? You earned it. Why not? Just don't let Don't be too carnal minded. Don't let superficial things stop you from serving the Most High. Right. Psalms 10. I said Psalms 104, verse 29. Thou hide. Yeah, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Well, see, why is the Most High saying he hides his face though, and they are troubled? Because we, as Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, decide to disobey the Lord. We want to serve other gods and deities and serve other religions. So that's carnal minded. That's superficial. We want to marry outside our own race or be an alternative lifestyle or be a sexual deviant. You know what I'm saying? Being a sexual deviant or everything that I just said right there is part of being carnal minded and living carnally and being superficial. You can't have sex with who you want to have sex with. You can't just unanimously just have sex with, it don't right. You can't don't be a sexual deviant. It's a great thing though. Sex is a great thing though, but do it righteously though, and do it according to the Most High's understanding though. Don't be a disgusting sexual deviant. That's why the Most High hid his face away from us. So that too. What else? We want to eat whatever the hell we want to eat though, like bats and rats and pork and shrimp and crab and lobster and seafood boils and stuff like that, and and squirrel and octopus and crocodile and alligator. Come on now, and you can't eat what the hell you want to eat though. You're gonna die. You're gonna lose your life. You're gonna unalive yourself. You're gonna catch high blood pressure. You're gonna catch diabetes. You're gonna get your limbs amputated. You're gonna suffer a horrible death. You cannot eat what you want to eat. That's not how that works. You know, you can't eat what you want to eat. You gotta follow uh, the the laws and the understanding of the Most High of what's lawful to eat and what's unlawful to eat. You know, that's why it's out in this Bible. And like I said before, you can't be a sexual deviant because of these, the HIV or the monkeypox or whatever terrible deeds. Though, this is what I'm breaking out though. The Most High is hit his face though because of our disobedience. When the nation of Israel, our people are in serious trouble, and we want the Most High to help us though. The Most High ignore us. The scriptures say that a sinner's prayers is ignored. You see what I'm saying? Right. So this is a precept to like what happens when a sinner is expect to receive justice or mercy from the Most High, or the Most High to look out for us in any manner or anything. The Most High is going to hide his face because we want to be a disgusting sinner. Thou takest away their breath, they die and return to their dust. Right. So as long as we want to be a disgusting sinner, the Most High is going to ignore us and hide his face and isolate away from us. So when our natural enemies or anything do terrible happen to us, though, our prayers are ignored. The Lord don't give a damn what's going on because we decide to disobey him, though. And that's the way a father should treat his children. We're the sons and daughters of the Most High. And if we are the sons and daughters of the Most High, we understand the Most High is not our buddy. He's not our pal. He's a father. He's a man of war, and he's a man of war too. He's a man that can create and a man that can destroy. So we need to uh, understand that. You understand, right? Verse 30: Thou sendest forth thy spirit; they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. Right. That's the thing though. The Most High decides on when we come back to the earth don't live, because when a man and a woman do intercourse though, and a baby is born though, the Most High sends that spirit to that newborn baby. That's a form, that's a form of us coming back to the earth though. Verse 31: The glory of the Most High shall endure forever. Right. The Lord shall rejoice in his works. So everything that the Lord does is righteous and it's for a reason, and we ought to obey it, and we ought to come out the ways of being carnal minded and superficial. You understand? Let's go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. And the Most High power formed man of the and breath into his nostril life, and man became a living soul. See, this is showing you like this is right. This is spiritual though, because the man the man was already living though, and when he formed the man, he gave him the ability to think, to have common sense, you know, right? Because a human being has the ability to use common sense and think. A human being would know like uh, what to do and what not to do, right? First John chapter 2, verse 15. And back with that precept with Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, that's the difference between a human being and an animal, a man and an animal. An animal just rely on instinct. Um, a man would know right from wrong. A man will have a conscience, right? Usually right. A man will have um a double like will have a second thought on should they do this or do that. A man will make a decision. A man, that's a different right. That's the reason why it makes sense that we focus to be spiritually minded and not so carnal or superficial, because we're not animals though. We're humans. A human will sit back and think and and, and observe and use common sense. An animal only relies on instinct and how to survive. Right. I said the book of First John, chapter 2, verse 15, correct? This is the book of First John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world. Right. So the Most High is saying love not the world. Why is he saying love not the world though? Because Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians though, again, and if we are to claim to be spiritual and we claim to love God and love Jesus and all that though, then we not to love this world. Though. We not and neither things that are in the world. We not to love the worldly things and neither things in the world though, because they're vain, they're carnal, they're superficial, right? If any man love the world, the the world, the love of the Father is not in him, right? So, again, for Blacks and Latinos and Native First Nation people that's listening though, if it's anything that we love of this society though, you know what I'm saying, then the love of the Most High is not in us though. We're not supposed to partake in anything, any philosophy or culture of this society. This Bible right here is the culture of Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We follow this. We don't do anything that's outside this Bible because everything that's outside the Bible is of this world that's happening right now with America and these other nations throughout the earth. We don't partake in that though. We're we're in America or the other parts of the world though, but we don't follow the ways of what they do. We're not of this. We're not supposed to be of this world. That's pretty much what that preacher was saying. We're not supposed to be of this world, and neither the things in it as well either. Right, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and that's what comes to like us being carnal minded would be lust of the flesh, fleshly things, superficial things. That's being lust. That's lust of the flesh, carnal minded. The lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Right? What just because we see out of our own eyes. Okay, I got you. Just because what we see out of our own eyes, don't take it for granted. Sometimes what we see out of our own two eyes, we gotta sit and observe what's going on. Because I'm gonna tell you this though, if it's not of the Most High, then do not partake in it. You know, just because you got two eyes to see it though, don't mean it's available or it's necessary. You know, we gotta observe and check it out though. If it has nothing to do with the Most High, it highly recommend not to partake in it. You know, keep your mind and spirit focused. Be in the right spirit of the Most High. Avoid from carnal way of life though. Avoid superficial things. With that, I'm going to wrap it up for the class today. Imagine, which means stand. Do the security announcement. That's the ISUBK security announcements. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they are to seek counsel from the heads. Ties, which is commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the general priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have what's next? The memorial of the blowing of trumpets, which is Friday, September 11th, 2026. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 26. Remind Akim and Aquathim to check Baltimore in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in a school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, we gonna give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Amaju, which means stand, Amaju, right? Amaju Shabbat, Amaju, Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Asha Barakatah, Yazbatah, sorry, which means turn. We gonna have the sisters or the Aquathim stand. Sisters, stand, awkward them. For the sisters, make sure you when you stand, you have your right palm above your left palm like this. For the sisters, that's standing. So we go give a courtesy salute to the sisters or the aquathim. Men of Israel, Amaju Shabbat, Amaju, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatha, Ba Hashem Yahushua. Yazbatah, class dismissed.